Carl True.
These speakers are so good.
I'm not in that area.
Oh, you got it.
1 second.
Who's the timing person? So I can announce what my objective and etc. So my objective is a keynote speaker at the end of like a dinner party or an official engagement.
So how long is it?
Same, 6 minutes. It's still 6
Yeah, he wanted an hour, but we denied.
Discovery. I challenge you all tonight to embrace your own discovery path. Not searching. Anybody can search. Google's made an entire site around it. And most people search that something for their entire night. My name is Carl and I run Pondera. And it's discovery that's taken me to where I am tonight. So let me take you on my personal discovery path. I grew up in a city in Sydney, 4.5 million. Ran a few technology and consulting companies. Was lucky enough to sell one of them off for 1.2 million when I was 25. So I decided to discover the world. I decided Slovakia. I picked up a job working for the European Union, looking for reporting to the European Union of the financial and economical consequences of Slovakia joining the European Union. I ran around to different countries, interviewed diplomats, interviewed citizens on the street. It was amazing to discover the world outside of little Sydney. But the diplomatic circles were exactly that, diplomatic. So I stopped and reflected. Where is more exciting? Where is bigger in the world that I can go to? I ended up in North America. I was working in New York City and Toronto, working for Hewlett Packard. And due to my love of Disney, randomly, Carly Figueroa, who was the CEO at the time, ended up as my mentor. And we discussed a lot about discovery. Carly Figueroa started at the front receptionist of HP and worked her way up, all the way up to one of the largest corporations in the world. We discussed a lot about her discovery path, about how it was to run a multinational corporation, how it was about American business politics. We never discussed about failure and health. My love for Europe brought me to London. And it was there when I really, truly found my discovery path. I worked at Canary Wharf for American Express around the clock. And I ended up on a Saturday morning at 2 a.m. on a night bus, the only sober person there, except for one other, Catherine, who sat right next to me. And for some random reason, our energies came together when we thought, why are you on this bus? And so we discussed the reason why we were on that bus. For her, it was for her because she booked the wrong tickets to a Reiki conference. I didn't even know what Reiki was. And I explained to her that I was doing this online international branding for American Express. She didn't have any idea what I was talking about and said that she never actually walked into a corporate building before. Nevertheless, we became the bestest of friends, fueled on by the discovery of each other's sort of, different backgrounds. 2 weeks later, I ended up in Moorfields Eye Hospital. 9 ulcers in my left eye, completely stress-related. Catherine was amazing. She taught me different healthy diet regimes and different techniques I could use at work, and basically a different approach, a healthy approach to life. For me, this was amazing. I would have never searched for this. It opened up my mind to the opportunities, and it showed me the true value behind discovery. It became more apparent when Catherine and I brought our friend group together. It was on one social occasion, one of my friends, Mike, who's an investment banker, was chatting with one of Catherine's friends who ran a vegan restaurant down at South Kensington. I only heard the end of the conversation, but Mike was complaining about how he was all tired and stressed and how he didn't even know how to get month by month. Sarah challenged him on what do you eat on day to day. So Mike was like, well, you know, I get up at 7-ish. I'm not very much of a morning person, so I get a coffee and a chocolate muffin on the way to work on the train. And then at lunch, I get a Subway because it's eating fresh. And then my wife cooks like a steak or a curry for the nutrients the day ahead. And even with all these great nutrients level, I still get so tired and lethargic. Sarah, stunned as a mullet, somehow muttered out, and do you think this is a healthy diet? Mike, in a defensiveness, was like, well, if you know a healthier diet, I would be willing to give it a go. Sarah's like, raw food. I run a raw food company, I will deliver it to you for the next 2 weeks. Lunches and dinners. I will guarantee you'll feel more energy. I will bet you on that. My friend Mike, who loves a bet, engaged and said, I agree. I actually found emails and randomly back from 2011 with Mike about, it's like, my God, Sarah. Carl, how do you know Sarah? I believe she's a friend of yours with Catherine. We engaged in this bet, details aren't relevant, but I believe she's tampering my food. I would never do that as an individual. I was like, Mike, seriously. I don't really know Sarah, but I'm sure she's not really growing your food. Like, well, very conservative, like, Carl, well, I've taken the next steps, and I'm like washing out the food and ensuring it will be. I'm like, you can do that. And then a week about after that, he's like, well, you know, I'm going to give this Sarah food, which we now call Sarah food, a go. I'm sensing good energy behind it, so I'm like, okay, you can do that. And I caught up with Mike about a couple of months after that, and he looked like a new, amazing person. He's like, Carl, I now only eat Sarah food most of the time, and my entire Barclays investment banking team do the same.